Hello everyone, welcome to Exampur. I hope you're doing well. So please do hurry up, join the session, and please do share the session as well. So Divya, Vivek, very good afternoon. Or and please do let me know, am I audible and visible? Is everything is clear or not? Do let me know, am I audible and visible? I think I'm audible as well as visible. So let's start the session without any further delay. Yes. Tilki Soumya, very good afternoon. So please do once let me know. Am I audible and visible? Am I audible and visible? Am I audible and visible? Yes. Okay, fine. All clear. So in this session, somehow I'm feeling very confident because in the history class, so this was my first class of history actually. So little bit I was nervous, little bit. So, but this session I have a different energy and different confidence. So yes, audible and visible. Okay, fine. So let's start the session. Yes, start the session, and we have two very important and very current topics with respect to the Nobel prizes. Yes, we have in the field of medicine or physiology or in the field of physics. We have a two field. Okay, in this session we will be discussing two Nobel prizes only. Not only I will discuss the some persons will got the some prizes. I will be discussing the whole ideas, whole contributions, or what was the experiments, what was the discovery, basically, which was discovered by that particular persons. So in this session, we are discussing the whole mechanisms. Whole mechanisms means you have to be an expert to learn or to understand the concept. Not expert, but yes, I will uh, understand anything or express anything in very simple and layman terms. So don't worry about. So first we have a so first articles we have a Nobel Prize of Nobel Prize. Please, Nobel Prize of in medicine, not of, in medicine, in medicine. Okay, in medicine. And who got the Nobel Prize of in medicine? Basically, the Swedish geneticist Svento Pabo, Svento Pabo, who got the Nobel Prize in medicine or physiology. So the name is not very important, but yes, what the contribution, what the achievement is very important. So, however, I just mentioned here Swan Swante Swante Babu, a German geneticist. Okay, what happens? He basically uh, uh, experimented, or we can say they experimented in the fossils, fossils we can say the extinct fossil. I'm using extinct word, means those fossils which is not exist right now, those fossils those fossils and the fossils belong to the related species of homo species, related species of homo species. So homo species right now we have a only single, that is a homo sapiens. Homo sapiens means we are homo sapiens. We are using our mind. We have a great intelligence. Okay, we straightforward. We have a direct spinal cord. Okay, so that is a homo sapiens. But there are, in contemporary we have another homo species. like Neanderthals. Neanderthals is another Homo species, and the next one is the Denisova. Yes, next one is Denisova. Both are Homo species. I will I will just explain you one thing in a very different way. I just write two things here. Neanderthals. Neanderthals. First is the Neanderthals. Neanderthals. Okay. Second one is Donoseva. Sorry. It's Denisova. 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 What are these? These are, hello Swami Sekhar. These are the related species of Homo species. Related species. Or simple we can say they are contemporary of the Homo sapiens. Because they are approx 20,000 years. Approx 20,000 years. They are coexist with each other. Coexist means the Homo sapiens, the Neanderthals, and the Denisova. These three were coexist in same time, or we can say these three lived in same time period for 20,000 years, for 20,000 years, not 20,000 years. After that, they migrated in different places. They spread out and they extinct over some time. So what happens in the Neanderthals or Denisova? Uh, Seventu Pavo just did some experiment in terms of genome sequencing. Genome sequencing of the fossil of the extinct hominin. What is hominin? Again, there are one other keywords are there. Hominin, hominin, extinct hominin, extinct, extinct hominin. Hominin means the related species of the Homo sapiens, the related species of Homo sapiens. Okay, that is suppose we have a let's take an example of a another species of the one animal is the Panthera. Okay, Panthera which have under the Panthera, in simple terms we can say cat. Under the cat category we have a tiger, we have a leopard, we have a jaguar. Okay, or if we use a very scientific name, Panthera. Panthera we can use also cat. Okay, Panthera, under the Panthera we have a different species. Okay, under the Panthera we have a jaguar, we have a lion, we have a leopard, we have a cheetah. Okay, these are same species under the Panthera. Same like here we have a Homo species. Homo is human. Human. Okay, Homo species, and under these species we have a numbers. Still we have a three. Okay, first is Homo sapiens, and second one is Neanderthals. And Neanderthals, which is basically discovered by this, just did genome sequencing of Neanderthals and Denisova. So when the genetists did genome sequencing of those fossils, which basically belongs to the uh, species which related to the Homo species, that is a Neanderthals and Denisova. So we, in simple terms, we can say we are belong to the Homo sapiens. Okay, you are belong to the Homo sapiens. So there are some human which basically belong to the, or in terms their DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, their DNA basically which got experiment, then find that yes, something 1 to 4% of DNA which is found in some humans which is belong to the Neanderthals species in Asia. For Denisova species, about 6% of DNAs which belongs to the Denisova species. 6% in Asia. So Neanderthals, it might be Neanderthals, Denisova, or Seventu, Seventu Pabu. Okay, Seventu Pabu. So we have a Homo sapiens, and right now we only know about the Homo sapiens. But yes, we have another species, that is a two. Now What is hominin? Hominin means when we just like cat, and under the cat category or under the Panthera category, we have a different types of uh, like a tiger, jaguar, cheetah, leopard. Okay, so just like a hominin. Hominin means uh, the extinct species, Homo species, that which we have recently found. And when we compare the Homo sapiens with the another Homo species, that is a hominin. Okay, hominin. Yes, tiger, black panther. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Same here. Same here. Okay. So these are the Homo species. Okay, and we are Homo sapiens. We are Homo sapiens, and Homo sapiens come under the Homo species. And under the Homo species, we have a Neanderthals, Denisova, and Homo sapiens. Okay, correct. Okay, fine. Move forward. Uh, Next is come to the Neanderthals. Neanderthals, when the genetist Saventu Pabu uh, found the fossils of Neanderthals, okay, Neanderthals species, then the fossils was so much disintegrated. In that time, it was very impossible to find the time period or find the actual genome sequencing of that particular fossils. Despite this, Seventh Pabo just tried and successful after some time, and comes to the conclusion that yes, Neanderthals basically a Homo species, types of Homo species. Okay, and the time period, basically he talked about the time period, that is a 4 lakh 4 lakh years to 40,000, not 40, 30,000, 30,000 years of the existence. The, exist, the existence of 4 lakh to 30,000 years, the existence of the Neanderthals. And about 40k years ago, there was the existence of Denisova. Okay. Now, one thing I just want to make clear, that when genome sequencing uh, was taking place in that time, the in normal genome sequencing with the help of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, it was impossible to go through the genome sequencing through the DNA. But he using he was using he used the mitochondria mitochondria DNA. And mitochondria, you have already heard about. Mitochondria is basically known as a powerhouse of cell. Mitochondria have on DNA sequencing. DNA basically the size of this elliptical size. Okay, this. Okay. So mitochondria DNA, and he just went through the mitochondria DNA for genome sequencing, and finally he got the result. And he after the result, he find that yes, something, this species exist in some areas or some time. Okay, so he using the mitochondrial DNA, and this uh, term is maybe important for your exam prelims perspective. Okay, what is hominin? Hominin word, Neanderthals meaning Denisova. These keywords are very important. UPSC cannot ask very we can say the uh, very complex in manner. UP simple ask very simple. What the terms mentioned that Neanderthals Davisova recently in news, which is related to first, which is related to the flora and fauna, which is related to the species of the endangered species. Okay, something like which is related to the uh, Homo species, just like a statement you will get. What are the difference between these same species? Yes. So these are, yes, they are the hope. just like Homo sapiens, and they in between they are interbreeding over there, interbreeding are there. But the difference is that the Homo sapiens, evolved over the time, and these sapiens like Neanderthals and Denisova got migrated in different regions, and they extinct over the time because they are not evolved just like a as a we have a Homo sapiens. So yes, in terms of evolutions, there are differences. In terms of the extinctions, there are differences because they extinct of by the we can say for Denisova 40,000 years before, and Neanderthals extincted 4 lakhs years before, oh, sorry, 30,000 years before. So the difference between the two, yes, they are contemporary of Homo sapiens. This is a similarity, but yes, we have a different, we have numbers of differences in terms of the evolution, in terms of the extinctions. That is a difference. Okay. Basically, he also looks like as a Homo sapiens, but just like suppose we have a tiger, we have a leopard, cheetah. Same, we have the 4 legs. Same, the hunting, or we can say the it meets and the we can say just same way of life. Okay, so same thing, but there are some differences. Suppose leopard, tiger have a big in size, and the Neanderthals having a small size. For example, just for example, Denisovans basically lived in the high amplitude. Basically lived in the high amplitude, amplitude, high amplitude. So what we have right now evidence that the Denisovans DNAs, the sapiens, basically species, we can say the Denisova species which is basically found in the Asian region, where the we can say high amplitude. High amplitude means the Tibetan region. High amplitude means we have a the other regions having high amplitude. So in the Asia, we have a data of 6%. 6% of the population having a DNA of the Denisova. 6% DNA. That is a very huge number. 6% of Asia's, only Asia's. I'm talking about Asia's. Next is the Neanderthals. Neanderthals basically they are 1 to 4% of the DNA. 1 to 4% DNA in Asia. In Asia, which is found in the different species, which basically belong to the Neanderthals species. So the right now we have an existence. Right now we have existence because we are a Homo sapiens. Okay, and Homo sapiens means we usually can say the our past is Homo sapiens, and we are just a successor in simple words. Yes, same like here, Neanderthals have some uh, successors, or the Denisova have some successors in Asia. There are some percentage, Denisova 6%, and Neanderthals 1 to 4%. Okay, yes, this is not a very easy concept. This is not a very you can say simple in terms, but yes, I am just making this simple as possible. Okay, now come to the next thing. Uh, what are the significance? What are the significance of this one? So if we talk about the significance of this one, then we have a something that first significance that is understanding the evolution of the human. Understanding understanding the evolution of human first. Better understanding. Now we have a better understanding. Okay. Second one is the how uh, we have a next disciple. We have a next disciple like when we study the extinct fossils, when we have a now possibility of the genome sequencing of extinct fossils, and now we have a great result. Okay, so we now we have a ability or capacity to do a genome sequencing of extinct species. And yes, this species create a new vocab. A vocab is the new vocab which basically create when we use this study or an analysis of the genes of extinct species. Next, when we study the genes of the extinct species, that study is called the paleogenomics. Paleogenomics. Genomics. Basically, study of study of genes, extinct genes, extinct extinct genes. Okay, that is the first. Now, I think it is clear to all. I think so. Okay. So, if any doubt with respect to this uh, point or this concept, please do let me know. Any doubt, any queries, any doubt regarding this topic, regarding this, or otherwise, we will move forward. The next, that is a Nobel Prize in the physics. Nobel Prize, Nobel Prize in the Nobel Prize in Physics. Nobel Prize in Physics 2022. Right now we have a three candidate, or we have a three scientists in the field of physics. The first is Alan Aspect, F. Clauser, and Anton Gillinger. Name is not important, but yes, what are the achievement? That is important. Okay. So what happens? There are three scientists, and three scientists having different territories. These scientists are not belong to one particular territory. They are different in the region, different in the countries. One is Australia, one is something else, and another is something else. So what happens? They are basically focused. They got the Nobel Prize for quantum mechanics. For quantum mechanics, first we have a different terms in this Nobel Prize. First is quantum mechanics. What is quantum entanglement? Second. Third is the uh, Bell's inequalities. Third. Fourth is the essence of reality, which basically this term is which is related to this Nobel Prize. So for and the last one is spooky action. Spooky action at a distance. What are these five? If you understand these five terms, you will get a good idea about this quantum mechanics, quantum entanglement. Okay, last one is quantum transportation. Quantum, sorry, quantum not trans, quantum teleportation. Sorry, quantum teleportation. Six keyword. So I just mentioned here the six keyword. First, we have a quantum mechanics, mechanics. Second, we have a quantum entanglement, entanglement. Third is the essence of reality. Fourth is the spookies action distance, and fourth one is the Bell's inequality, Bell's inequalities, and the last one is the teleportation, teleportation, teleportation. Okay, so we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 keyword in this particular concept. Okay, so one by one we will be discussing quantum mechanics. What is quantum mechanics? When the subatomic particles interact with each other and behave with each other or communicate with each other, that study of that subatomic particle is called the quantum mechanics. Okay, in simple terms. Or let's take an example. Suppose we have a light having a subatomic. If we go to the subatomic part, we have a photon. Okay, light having a photon. If we just take another example of electricity. In the electricity, we have a we have an electron. Okay, electron basically flow in the wire. So, or let's take an example, atom having a electron, proton, neutron. An electron, proton, neutron, that is a subatomic particle. Subatomic particle, when we study the subatomic particle, it comes under the quantum mechanics, simple terms. Okay, so basically this is the study of subatomic subatomic particles. Okay, study of subatomic particles. Now, quantum entanglement. But before go to the quantum entanglement, first we go to the essence of reality. What is essence of reality? Okay, in the essence of reality, the two scientists, that is first is the Albert Einstein, and second one is Niels Bohr. In 1913, Albert Einstein versus Niels Bohr. Niels Bohr. Okay, in 1913, very in rivalry fight we have been witnessed. Rivalry fight in terms of one question arises in terms of essence of reality. Albert Einstein's have a consideration that yes, if suppose there is a some observation, okay, if there is some observation or measurement, if we observe some, in suppose we have a dice, okay, we have a dice. If we observe the dice and the dice, if we have a yes, we come to the point. If we have a dice and if dice have a suppose a face of 2, okay, because dice having a 6 face, 1 2 3 4 5 6. If suppose when we observe the dice, the face is 2, I got the face is 2. If you observe the dice, you observe the face of 6, okay. Einstein basically talks about the when you observe something measurable things, then you got the uh, that measurable point or that measurable result which is same if you not observe. Means when you observe, then you find two face, okay, two face means two number face of dice. If you do not observe, suppose there is a dice, okay, and I observe, yes, there is a 2, there is a face of 2, okay, when I observe. When I do not observe, suppose there is a dice, I do not observe, I just looking here and there, the side is same, the side is same, 2 and 2, okay. So Einstein basically just wanted to express the thing that if you observe the things and if you not observe the things, the measurement and the observing and the observe is same. If you observe, then again we can say the two faces are from towards your side. You do not observe, the two side or the face of the two is status quo. That means we can say the measurement or the observance is status quo, it's never change, okay. It's basically talks about the Albert Einstein. But Niels Bohr basically what the Niels Bohr propounded that if you just observe or measure the dice, maybe the measurement is different, and if you do not observe the dice or any particular things, then that means the measurement or the observance is different. There is some probability. For example, the dice is just moving, okay, dice is just moving. When the dice is moving, there is some possibilities. There is, you cannot know what the face you it's you come across. Maybe you got 3, maybe you get 3 4 5 6 1 2 3, or maybe something else. So Niels Bohr basically talks about the when you observe or measurement or measure, then you observe or some face of the dice. When you do not observe, the measurement or the observance is different. But Einstein basically talks about the when you observe or do not observe, the measurement is same. And the Niels Bohr basically talks about when you observe, that is another aspect. When you do not observe, that is another aspect. When you observe or do not observe, that is not basically same. Okay, are you getting my point? Are you getting my point or no? So here is the war, the fight between this theory of essence of reality. Reality is different. Basically, this one. Suppose let's take example of the uh, me. Okay, sometime I'm very happy, sometime I'm very sad, sometime I'm very serious, sometime I'm very jokes in mode. Okay, so you when any aspirant first time when he observe that sir is very happy person, but another person when he observe that yes I'm not happy all the time, I'm when he observe in that one particular moment, when he then he observe yes I'm not happy, means observance and when you not observe is very different things. when you when you are not observing, that means I am, maybe I'm in happy, maybe I'm in sad mood, maybe I'm in joke mood. But when you are observing and in that moment I am very sad, that you can just come to the conclusion that yes, here the Sanjeev sir is very sad moment, because you are observed sad, because in the time of sad. So I just want to conclude this one. The observance or the when you not observe, that is two very different things. Okay, two very different things. And when these two scientists come into the front, yes, he basically talks about the observance, you when you observe or not observe, basically same. And this basically when you observe or not observe, that is basically different. Okay. So me Sekar, how can we measure synthesis? How not measures means observe. When you observe means when you just look, when you just look, maybe just when the dice is moving, come to the some probability. Okay, needs more basically focused on the when you are not observe, when you not observe, then the dice is something in random in position, maybe something. Okay, Neil Einstein basically discussed about the when you observe or when you do not observe, both the condition is same. If you observe, you get 6. If you do not observe, again you get 6. But Niels Bohr's basically different perspective, that yes, when you observe, that is different things. When you do not observe, that is different things. Okay. So essence of reality, when it basically the war go for 30 years. 30 years. Okay, for 30 years. Now what happens? Ultimately, he comes to the conclusion that is quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement, or in simple words, we can say EPR paradox. EPR paradox or quantum entanglement is same. Okay, so that is the quantum entanglement. Yes, sites. Okay, sites. This is the basically the Niels Bohr comes to the conclusion after 30 years, and this concept basically called as a quantum entanglement or EPR paradox. EPR in short we can say EPR EPR paradox. EPR paradox. Okay, EPR paradox. That is a quantum entanglement. Now, again one thing: spooky action at distance. What is spooky action at distance? What happens? The hold this one. There's two particle. Okay, there's two particle, and these two particles having a great distance. Okay, these two particles placed in very large distance. What happens? This when these particles having some movement, then suppose this is A particle, this is B particle, then B particles also having some movement. When the A particles uh, when we observe some movement, then B particles also reflected some movement. Okay, and instantly, for example, let's take an example of movie Judwa in Salman Khan movies. Okay, so in Judwa movie, when the Salman Khan uh, got slapped, okay, got slapped from someone, another the we can say Salman Khan. which basically in very huge distance. One is in Mumbai, one is in the London. Okay, same Salman Khan got impact with same slap. That is a impact. That is a means something which is happening around, which are surrounding this. Means if you, yes, this is a very frictional matter, but yes, yes, entanglement basically, yes, yes, I'm explaining, but yes, come to the your point. But I think this point is very important. Come to the your point, okay? Because we have a three concepts. I will come to the point. Come to the this point. So when A and B are there, A particles, when we just uh, we can say interfere, and some movement we create. Another particle also reflect some movement. Okay, some deflections are there. That means there is some uh, transfer of informations are there. There should be some transfer of information. Yes, so that is a very big question. If there is some deflection, yes, B particle also gets some deflection. That is a basically concept which creates the spooky action distance. What happens? Newton's basically thought that this is not, because according to Einstein there is theory of relativity, and this relativity basically talks about, yes, not parallel action, yes, yes, we can say parallel action. Okay, theory of relativity basically talks about the when we use uh, basically what happens, the speed of light is supreme. The speed of light is supreme. So when we just having a great theory, that like a theory of relativity, that is a speed of light is very supreme. So that means if an object is in the earth and second object is in the another suppose Mars, okay, Mangal Graha, then what happens if one object we just uh, uh, intensely deflect or intensely interfere with some deflections, another object of B got some deflection. That means distance never matters. There is something transfer of informations. There is something transfer of information which is basically more than speed of light, and this concept basically challenged to the Einstein's theory of relativity. Einstein theory of relativity, because if some objects got deflected, other objects got also deflected, and there is a, if there is a huge difference, it's a huge difference. Despite this, there is some deflections are there. This basically challenge the Einstein theory of relativity. Okay, so with result of this theory, Einstein basically gave the theory of spooky accelerated distance. He basically, Einstein basically talks about the, there is a local there is a local there is a local variable theory. There is a local variable theory. There is a local variable theory. Means something is happening surrounding the particle B, when we just try to deflect B particle with the action of A particle. A particle. So Einstein basically gave the theory of local variable theory. Means there is something which is happening around surrounding the B, and this theory which is challenged by the, this basically challenge, not challenge, which basically we can say the interpret by the Bell's inequalities. Bell's inequality basically talks about the, when we got the violation of the Bell's inequality, that means Niels Bohr's theory was right, and when the there is no any violation of the Bell's inequality, that means Einstein theory was right. So when Bell's inequalities, on the basis of inequalities and probability, he find he found that yes, there is some violation. There is some violation in the Bell's inequalities, and he came to the conclusion that yes, Niels Bohr's theory was right, because there is some transformation of or transfer of information between A particle and B particle. And this because this whole the things which is challenging the Einstein theory of relativity, and which basically talks about the speed of light is supreme. Okay, so Bell's inequality basically talks about the violation of the inequalities, and hence it's proved that yes, Niels Bohr was right, because there are some information transfers are there in between A particle and B particles. So yes, this is right. Now come to the your Storm Shaker, your doubt. What is entanglement? Entanglement basically talks about the uh, what we have been discussed in the Einstein's and Niels Bohr's. Basically, we have discussed about the uh, in this portions that we have a there are some uh, there are differences in the observance and the measurement into we can say space. That means one, the dice side was is something we showing the one side, or two or three or four or five six maybe. Einstein's basically have a we can say the concept of, or the ideas of the measurement or the observance. It's same when you observe or do not observe. And when Niels Bohr basically challenged this one, he basically talked about the the observance at the time and do not observe at the time, which is very two different things. These things which basically comes to the conclusion at the spooky external distance and builds inequalities. After that, this quantum entanglement come into the front. Means the quantum entanglement basically which talks about the yes, the at the time of observance or when you do not observe the time, which is very different. That is a quantum entanglement. Okay, in simple words. Okay. Now come to the next, that is a uh, come to the next, that is a what are the teleportation? Teleportation basically this concepts recently is a, was in the news with respect to the China's telecommunication, quantum telecommunication. Okay, China's quantum telecommunication. Because what happens in the telecommunication? Suppose in terms of photon, in terms of photon particles, in terms of photon particles, if there is sudden, if it's sudden the disappearing. If suppose, let's take an example of the Chris movie. In the Chris movie, when Chris was fighting with the some evils, then sudden the Chris just move very speed in movement and just go to the another one, go to the another one. Means just speed movement and present there and show their presence. Means if you exist here, you very speedily move to the another place very speedily. Okay, or just looks like you just visible for a while, for a second, and your presence is somehow in different places. Same here. If we, with respect to the information, with respect to the particles, with respect to the uh, in information. Okay, so with respect to the information, we have a teleportations, and in the teleportations, when the informations suddenly visible for a second, or for a few seconds, and after the few seconds, the same informations we find the in different places, we find different places. That is a transportations. Same information, somehow it is sometimes it looks like visible, invisible, and we got same information in different place. Just like a human being. Suppose I am a human being. Okay, and right now I am here. Okay, in within a few seconds, I'm uh, I got disappeared. I got disappeared in this position, and you find me in your place. Okay, with this in very high speed. You are yes, you are from UP, you are from Odisha, you are from another place, but somehow what happens? I suddenly visible for a second, and I present in your positions on in your place. That is a transportation, teleportation. Teleportation basically it is uh, related to the information. It is related to the communication of the information. It is related to the communication of the information. So teleportation basically, which is linked to the information transformation. Okay, information transformation, transportation. So in this, uh, so China recently was in the news. Basically, he worked on the uh, quantum communication technologies, QCT. I think last 1 to 3 months, I think we have came across this article, current affairs. Yes, definitely we have not been discussed here, but yes, this uh, we can say the concept, this current affairs was in the news. Quantum communication technology, which is basically developed by China, which is basically for the information. Okay, information messages, informations are there. So if it is implement for human being, suppose I'm human being, and it is, if teleportations, which is work for a human being, that is a very different thing, very far sighted. Uh, but yes, definitely we can achieve this thing also. Transportation basically, in this aspect, we have for the information only. Okay, so this is all about the Nobel Prize and of physics, and this time 3% basically, the name was Alan Aspect, F. Clauser, and Anton Gillinger, which got the Nobel Prize of for physics. And what are the contribution of the, basically what happens, the Anton Gillinger, who worked on the quantum, sorry, who worked on the is quantum teleportation, and the F. Clauser, which basically built the apparatus, and apparatus in sense of this one. Suppose there is a two particles, photon particles, and when he just we can say the build apparatus, like when you just observe these things, means build apparatus. And the last one is Allen aspect, which basically measures the setting change. When the setting was changed, suppose there is a the b particles setting is there, sometime the setting was different places. In that time, there is a and these things which is basically done by the Allen aspect. Okay, so this is all about this thing. Now I hope this all the two concepts which is clear to you. If any doubt from your side, please do let me know once. Now come to the uh, this portions. If still you didn't download the example application app, so please go to the Play Store, download the application, and register yourself with this application, and you can access or you can avail all the features and facilities which is provided by the Exampur application. For example, we have a unlimited quiz and practices, and we have a free previous year solved question papers. All India scholarship tests are there, and next we have a free PDFs, structured paid courses are there, jobs alerts are there. Okay, okay, thank you so much, Silky, Soumya. I think yes, this two topic is very, very difficult. Yes, I accept it. But if you have any doubt, maybe you can have a doubt. But if you have any doubt, please go through the lecture twice and thrice. Okay. In this application, you got on the daily basis, daily, weekly, and monthly current affairs, unlimited subject wise sub practice questions, free all India source test and report cards, and we have a, if still you face the doubts or problems or to in the purchasing of courses, please connect to this number. If you do not connect this number, uh, you have a second option, that is a WhatsApp number. Please do WhatsApp. Our team as soon as possible will connect to you. Okay, so this is all about the things. I think you really enjoyed these classes, so Thank you so much. हाँ बेटे मिल गया बड़ा मिल गया बड़ा मिल गया पैसा पैसा सब मिलकर खत्म भी हो गया सितंबर खत्म हो गया लोग मिला नहीं है वाह सही है हाँ तो सही है तो ठीक है ऐसे ये करे खत्म हो गया किसी से ले लेंगे अपन में उठा के उससे दे देंगे सही सही है ये सही भी है जल्दी अब आप लोगों का भी तो आने वाला है 20 तारीख तक का सुनने में मिला था इससे पहले पहले उसको 1 तारीख से और 2 के बीच में भी जाके क्लास क्लास हाँ हो गया क्लास क्लास हाँ करने